Good evening, Richmond County, and welcome to another edition of the RO Sports Show, brought to you by Richmond Community College, local college, big impact. The SAC basketball tournaments have begun this week. Both the boys and girls teams have seen action in their respective brackets. Now let's start off with the Lady Raiders. Before we jump into the tournament itself, we'll take you back to the journey of how they got here. The Lady Raiders had to go on the road to face Lumberton to fight for a playoff spot. Junior Jayla McDougal went off for a career-high 25 points, proving to be the difference maker in a 57-41 Richmond victory. The win over Lumberton was the second checked box for head coach Teddy Mosley and company, as the goal entering the week was to win Richmond's final 3 games heading into the conference tournament. The Lady Raiders had also picked up a big road win at 71st last week on Tuesday. Looking to finish that list of 3, they played host to rivals Scotland. Hosting the Lady Fighting Scots on senior night in the regular season finale, the Lady Raiders completed the season series sweep with a dominating 68-35 win. In front of a big home crowd, the Lady Raiders also celebrated their 4 senior players, Jasmine Ewing, Kiana Love, Jarday Tillman, and Bree Wall. The win proved to be the team's 4th straight victory, a season-long streak. Love would close out her final regular season game with an impressive 24 points, which led all scorers, 17 coming in the first half. And then it was playoff time for the ladies in green and gold. 7 lead changes and 4 ties in the 4th quarter of Monday's opening round SAC tournament game gave basketball fans the show they were looking for between the Lady Raiders and Pinecrest. Unlike the first 2 meetings between the teams, Monday's contest came down to the wire with a trip to the semifinal round on the line. Despite holding a 12-point lead early in the game, the Lady Raiders suffered a first-round exit with a 54-46 loss. Pinecrest wouldn't break the game open until the final 2 minutes and 42 seconds of regulation, using a 9-3 run to end the Lady Raiders' bid for a conference tournament championship. It also marked the 3rd game in a row Pinecrest had won this season. Richmond exited the tournament with double the wins versus losses at 16-9. Currently, the Lady Raiders and Lady Patriots are both projected to be one of the first 5 teams out of the 4A state playoffs. But Mosley said his team will continue to practice until the final brackets are released over the weekend. The boys team have also had a journey to get to their SAC playoffs. The closing of the regular season goes all the way back to Richmond traveling to Lumberton last week. It was a makeup game from 2 weeks ago, and the 3rd-place Raiders fell short in their attempt to split the regular season series with the Pirates, dropping a 75-46 decision. Friday was rivalry night, senior night, and redemption night for the Raiders. The Raiders sent their 2 seniors, Quamir Savels and Jarvis Tillman, out with a much-wanted win in their final regular season game. In the latest installment of the rivalry between the Raiders and Scotland, the home team held on for an exciting 67-62 win. With the conference tournament and state playoffs on the horizon, the Raiders used the win to secure a 3rd-place finish in the SAC standings for the 2nd season in a row. That earned them a home game against Purnell Sweat. With the scoreboard glaring a 15-point deficit less than a minute into the start of the 4th quarter, it looked like the Raiders' run for a title were slim. Trailing the Rams 44-29 with 7:35 left to go, the Raiders finally found their offense and closed the game on a 20-2 run. Thanks to an 8-point quarter from junior guard Caleb Hood, the Raiders escaped with a 49-46 victory to advance to the semifinals to face Lumberton. At the time of taping, Ross did not have the final score for that game on Wednesday, but you can find the detailed story from RO Sports editor Kyle Pillar, of course, on richmondobserver.com. Up next is Raider Wrestling. Auto racing returns to Rockingham Dragway for 2020, and the Daytona 500 ends with one driver going to the hospital. Plus, we have your official Richmond County Athletes of the Week, but first, a word from Richmond Community College.
Do you want a healthcare career? Certified medical assistants are multi-skilled healthcare professionals capable of completing administrative and clerical tasks. making them a valuable member of the healthcare team at medical clinics, doctors' offices, and other healthcare facilities. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the employment of medical assistants is projected to grow 23% over the next 8 years, much faster than the national average. At Richmond Community College, our medical assisting students are trained in our cutting-edge Simulation Learning Center, giving them hands-on experience with high-fidelity mannequins that simulate real-life patient interaction. In addition to clinical skills, our students also receive instruction in scheduling appointments, coding, processing insurance accounts, billing, collections, and medical transcription. Complete the medical assisting program in just 2 years and start your lifelong career today. Visit www.richmondcc.edu to learn more about enrolling in the medical assisting program at Richmond Community College or call 910-410-1700.
A pair of Richmond wrestlers will make their first state championship appearance later this week. Seniors Austin Gallops and Joey Nicholson both earned a 4th place finish in the NCHSAA 4A Midwest Regional Tournament at Ragsdale High School over the weekend. The 2-day event saw both Raiders collect a 3-2 overall record, with Gallops earning 2 pinfall victories and Nicholson collecting 1. They were 1 win away from claiming a 3rd place finish. Now Gallops and Nicholson will look to close their high school wrestling careers with their first respective appearances at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 4A State Championship Tournament. The duo will return to the mat today at the Greensboro Coliseum. Rev up your engines because racing at Rockingham Dragway is back this weekend for the 2020 season. On Saturday, the Rock will play host to the first event in the 2020 Mass Acceleration Motorsports Street Drag Series, featuring the new NHRA Junior Street class. Participants in Junior Street compete in full-size licensed and street-legal vehicles at the 8th Mile track. What sets the class apart from Junior Dragster is that a licensed adult must be belted into the passenger seat. Gates will open at 10 a.m. with unlimited quarter-mile time trials for virtually any type of vehicle from 11 a.m. until 6 p.m. on a fully prepped racing surface. Racers and fans also will have access to food concessions and VP racing fuel. Adult admission is only $12, with children 12 and under free when accompanied by a ticketed adult. Unlimited runs for cars and drivers is $25. Now, the Rock isn't the only one in the motorsports world that's firing up their season. NASCAR got theirs underway on Monday after rain postponed the Daytona 500. With the car of Ryan Newman sliding upside down, trailing Sparks behind him, Denny Hamlin joined Elite Company on Monday night in the second closest finish in Daytona 500 history. Hamlin beat Ryan Blaney to the finish line at Daytona International Speedway by 14 thousandths of a second, and while the driver of the number 11 celebrated with a burnout on the infield grass, the emergency crew worked to extricate Newman from his number 6 Ford, which came to rest on its roof at the end of the oval. Newman was helped from his car and taken by ambulance directly to nearby Halifax Medical Center. In a statement from Roush Fenway Racing, Newman's condition was described as serious, but his injuries were not life-threatening. On Wednesday afternoon, RFR posted a picture of Newman walking out of the hospital with his 2 daughters. He will not be racing this week. Taking over the 6 car will be Ross Chastain. NASCAR will now look to kick off their West Coast swing this weekend, starting with Las Vegas on Sunday. 2 Richmond basketball players have been named the official Richmond County Athletes of the Week, presented by Moss Brothers Tires and Service. It's the second time this winter both senior point guard Kiana Love and junior forward Nigel Stroman have been named, and it's Stroman's 3rd overall selection. Love and Stroman are coming off electric performances in Richmond's final 3 regular season games last week. Called the Lady Raiders, quote, vocal leader by head coach Teddy Mosley, Love has been an instrumental part of her team's current 4-game winning streak. Averaging a team-high 14.6 points per game this season, Love put together 2 monster performances last week. To start, she notched a career-high 25 points in a 60-41 win over second-place 71st on Tuesday. That win was Richmond's first victory over 71st since February 2009. Stroman was a contributor in the first two boys games against 71st and Lumberton, netting 7 and 9 points respectively. But he returned to his early season form with a spectacular 26-point game against rival Scotland on senior night. Just 1 point shy of tying his career high, Stroman set the tone against the Fighting Scots to help deliver a 67-62 win in the regular season finale. Netting 17 points in the second half, including 10 points in the third quarter, Stroman also netted 7 of his 9 free throw attempts. His big second half was crucial to holding off a late run by the Scots as Stroman and teammate Caleb Hood combined to secure the win. Congratulations to both Love and Stroman on making this week's official Richmond County Male and Female Athletes of the Week, presented by Moss Brothers Tires and Service. And that's going to wrap up another edition of the RO Sports Show, brought to you by Richmond Community College. For the latest and breaking sports stories in Richmond County, you can always visit richmondobserver.com and click on the Sports tab. You can also find some exclusive things across all of RO Sports' social media. And of course, be sure to tune in for Ross at 5:30 every Thursday evening for your Raider wrap-up. In the meantime, I'm Matt Harrelson reporting from the Richmond studio here in downtown Rockingham. Have a great week.